Okay, we're off. So first of all, if you could tell us your name.
Jamie Orger.
Right, Jamie. Now, everybody, is this very fuzzy for you, or is this okay? Can you see? Alright, wait, this story, brace yourself, guys. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the story and work through it.
My son was developing perfectly normal, no issues whatsoever. He had 8 clear words besides mommy and daddy. And at 18 months, he received the MMR.
You took him in for the MMR?
I took him in for the MMR, and within hours, 104.7 fever, that horrible scream. I have 4 kids and have dealt with, broken bones, but I've never heard a scream like that even comes close to that one. That lasted for 2 days. They just kept telling me, just Tylenol. It's normal. Give him Tylenol.
Who is this, your pediatrician?
The pediatrician. And so finally, after 2 days, the screaming stopped and the fever broke, and he could no longer verbally communicate with me. Within 2 weeks, there was no more eye contact. There was constant head banging. Very clumsy, could not really walk without falling down. When he was sitting, lining things up and just constant flapping. And at that point, I took him into the doctor, and we had all these tests done and everything, and the doctor said, not just as your doctor, but as a mother, I'm urging you, please don't vaccinate your son anymore. And I'm like, oh, so it was the vaccines. And I already knew, but so I just wanted the confirmation. She's like, well, I won't record that. I won't go on record with that, but just please don't vaccinate him anymore. So, stopped vaccinating, got him into, lots of services and stuff, all the therapies and everything. And by the time he was 5, he was pretty much back on track. We had a couple sensory issues, but nothing major, nothing that interrupted his daily life. I mean, he was pretty much back to normal, on target. And then there were some issues with his biological father, and CPS came in and took my son from me and got him up to date on all his vaccines.
So how does that happen? How do we get to this stage? Because I get contacted by a lot of parents who are going through a separation or biological father, and for whatever reason, suddenly CPS are involved, the mother loses every single right, and they're taking the kids away. How do we get to that? What's that all about?
So, I mean, for my particular case, my son's biological father had some substance abuse issues, and that's why CPS came in. But it was no, asking questions and figured out, it was just like, we're taking your kid. And that's how we got to that point. And they also used the fact that my son was not vaccinated against me in court as being a negligent parent. I eventually, got him back and everything, but he had completely regressed. He didn't lose the ability to communicate, but the communication was not normal anymore.
So what vaccines did CPS give you, Charles?
All of them. Everything that you are supposed to have from 18 months to 5 years. They gave it to him.
Been a wreck.
How old was he?
5 years old. They got him up to date in 2 days.
So how many shots would that have been?
I wasn't there. I didn't even see it.
Does he have medical records?
He doesn't. I'm drawing a blank on him right now, but I do have the records. So, and it was 2 days that he was caught up on everything.
Ooh, it must have been really tough for you.
Yeah, and they kept telling me that he's not autistic. What happened is there was a traumatic experience. That's why he's having all these issues. That's why he's having violent meltdowns where he's injuring himself. I'm like, well, that doesn't explain why when he smells something that doesn't smell pleasant to him, he just immediately starts vomiting. It doesn't explain why he can't be outside without being in intense pain, why any noises I can't even hear, cause meltdowns for him.
This is in California. It's important to say.
This is Orange County, California.
Orange County, California. And she's moved here to get away from SB 277 and the complete control, freakish stuff that's going on over there.
So, yeah, when he came back to me, he was no longer making eye contact. They had him for 3 months. When I got him back, I had visitations with him and stuff, but I didn't get him back with me for 3 months, and he no longer made eye contact. Very monotone voice, little sarcastic, not sarcastic, but sarcasm jokes that I could play with him before. He didn't understand those types of things anymore, and he used to. And now he doesn't. I can't think of an example, but...
How long was he gone from you?
3 months.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
I would be going insane. I mean,
Yeah.
How did you get through that?
Dad had substance abuse issues, and the police came and we both got charged with it because it was in my house. So I was taken to jail. I bailed out of jail, and social services, CPS, made me check into a rehab for women and children. So I had to jump through all these hoops, do all this stuff, and it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fight it? No, you're gonna do what they're telling you to do so you can get your kid back. So that's.
And how was he when, as in, because I guess a lot of the damage from CPS vaccines had set in then?
Oh yeah, when I got him out, he was not the same kid anymore. He couldn't have friends anymore. He didn't know how to get along with other kids anymore. And he went back to, like, with the Hot Wheels, those Hot Wheel cars, lining them up. He hadn't done that in years. He had stopped doing all that, the stimming. Just very monotone, constant meltdowns, self-injuring.
How old is he today?
11, he just turned 11.
And how's he doing today?
So we've come a long way with biomedical treatment. We've come a long, long way. I would consider him to be high functioning at this point, but still daily issues. He's been damaged. I mean, he doesn't lead a normal life. He suffers every day of his life, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what to do. We had to take him and start homeschooling him because, for one, I got tired of trying to fight for the services he's entitled to, and two, because he's functioning enough to know he's not normal, but not functioning enough to do anything to be normal. So he has a lot of depression. He struggles. He has a lot of anxiety going to school, and we have meltdowns almost every morning to get him to school. And then when he comes home, it's just like he releases because he's home and he's like in a safety zone, so he can let it all out, and he just goes crazy. And we have major meltdowns, and he's getting bigger and harder to keep him from hurting himself. So so we made a decision to homeschool him.
Tell me about, so how, does CPS still keeping an eye on you? Do you have to, are you managing
closed.
to not vaccinate him anymore?
Yeah, we don't vaccinate anymore. We do have our MEs. So.
Did you look into any sort of legal options for going after CPS? I mean, they took your kid and damaged him.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't trust them, and I'm scared of them because of what they already did to me. Like, and I've seen what they do, and I don't even want any contact with them. I don't.
No, but it sounds like you have a case. Like you would have a case in court.
What she's saying, she doesn't want to mess.
I don't want to be on their radar at all anymore.
Sorry.
I want to be. They come in and they take your kids, and then they ask questions. They don't do an investigation first. They take your kids and then they investigate it, and it takes months for them to investigate it. And I don't want to be on the radar. I don't trust them.
Wow. Well, thank you for telling your story.
Thank you.
You're an amazing person, and you were there this morning
Yes.
in the Senators' meeting. To be honest, I have to say, that was a bit of a God thing going on in there big time. There was a reason, I think, why we were all in there at that time, because you did a great job talking
Thank
about
you.
California and why you left. So you're a great spokesperson, and keep telling your story because it's incredibly important, that whole CPS issue.
Well, look at all those comments.
Yeah, you need to, are you on Periscope?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you need to read this back because there's a lot of support for you.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, Periscope, we've got lots more stories. Hang on in there.